Hi, this is Stacy Sanchez from Heart Prints of God, and today I just want to ask you, how has God been speaking to your heart to use you? Yes, you. Because you know God wants to use all of us, and He wants to use us in ways we would never even think of. If you followed this platform very long, you know that I am not a writer. I do not consider myself a writer, and yet, for some amazing reason and in some amazing supernatural way, God has chosen to use just the simple thoughts of my mind and just the complex feelings of my heart in written form to be able to draw other hearts closer to Him. Nothing that I'm doing, everything that God's doing. I just have to be willing to sit down at my laptop and let God work. It's the same thing with these videos. Doing videos is not something that I at all feel comfortable doing. It truly pushes me outside of my comfort zone, and yet I keep hearing God say, just sit down and just talk. Just sit down and just share my truth and do it in a video, like if you were having coffee with somebody sitting across the table from you. And so here I am doing that, praying that God would use the words here to bless in ways that only He can. So I'm asking you, what are some ways that God is going to want to use you to bless others? And chances are it's not any way that you ever thought it would be. I never saw myself writing. I certainly never saw myself speaking on video to people, and yet God is in this and God is using it simply because I said yes. You know, God, to use us, all God needs is our obedience. That's it. If we are willing to obey, if we're willing to say, yes, Lord, here I am, use me, God will and God does. And so don't be afraid, I guess is what I want to say to you today, because when we decide to surrender, when we decide to say, okay, Lord, that is not something I'm comfortable doing, but if it's what you want to do through me, here I am. When we decide to live our lives open-handed, allowing God to take from our lives and put into our lives whatever He wants to do, several things happen. Number one, our life becomes purposeful. We find our purpose when it's no longer about what I want or what I feel comfortable doing, and it's simply about, okay, God, what do you want? What are you calling me to? We find our purpose. And when we find our purpose, then we start making a difference. And when we start making a difference, then our life not only has purpose, but then our life becomes powerful, because now God is able to work in us and through us to do what only He can do. And when He starts doing that, He can turn the world upside down. So I just want to encourage you, say yes to God. Find your purpose and then step into that purpose. Discover how powerful of a difference God can make in and through you, in spite of you. And then you will find that you will have a joy that is unequaled by almost anything else in this world. When we surrender and we just simply say, okay, God, here I am, use me, and we let God do that, and God does, our life just becomes an amazing life to live. Honestly, I never thought I would be writing, speaking. I never thought I would be having a platform called Heart Prints of God. I never thought God would be using me to point others to Him, but He is. Not because of me, because of His willingness to do it through my yes. So today, say yes. Let God use you. Find your purpose. Discover how powerful God can use your yes. And then, the joy that will be yours when you realize that you are living your God-given destiny. You are living up to your full potential of what God's called you to do. You are making a difference in this world, and for God's kingdom, nothing compares. Nothing in this world compares to that. All right, keep looking for those heart prints, and have a beautiful, blessed day.